Hi guys, welcome to Beyond the Pouch, a podcast series brought to you by Pelican, Eakin and Respond with your hosts Rachel and Louise. Dive into the world of ostomy through open and honest conversations, including the lives of many inspirational ostomates that we're lucky enough to call our friends, so you can get to know them beyond the pouch.
Welcome back for another episode of Beyond the Pouch. If you haven't already listened to the very first few episodes, you can head over to Spotify or YouTube and you can give them a listen or a watch. So we are very excited today, majorly excited for the guest, Keith, who will be opening up about his stoma story and having a hidden disability alongside his keenness for raising awareness and overall having a positive mindset with a stoma. And let's not mention the drop and squat. That's what we call you, isn't it, Mr. Drop and Squat? So hi, Keith. Together.
Good morning, ladies. How are we?
Good morning.
Hi.
I'm so pumped you're here.
Oh,
Bit of Welshness in the room.
Yeah, 2 Welshies in the room.
You're outnumbered. You are never outnumbered.
What could go wrong?
I'm kind of like the adopted one, though.
Yeah, you are. You're here enough now, aren't you?
Adopted Welshie.
Yeah.
We give her a
Adopted
leak
Welshie.
later, right?
Oh no, we love you, and we've known you for years now.
We have. When we say we're family, we really are family.
Yeah,
we are
we
the Ostomate family.
We are. I was running about the studio this morning and they're wondering what on earth's going on with the three of us.
What is it? They said they need to turn the volume down because us three are in here.
No, okay.
Yeah, be honoured.
Let's be calm, shall we?
Oh, no.
I'm going to take a sip from the mug.
The mug.
I mean, I've met you a few times and obviously we've done, I know one of the first times I met you face to face was many years ago when we did the presentation down at Swansea Rugby Stadium.
That's right.
And listening to your wife at the time to obviously talk about your story before you did the presentation and how the surgery changed you and your mindset because pre-surgery.
Oh, pre-surgery. Wow. Well, let me tell you about pre-surgery. I was so ill, I just couldn't leave the house. But on top of that, I would hide away in my bedroom.
Oh.
Say family or friends came to visit, and it's a case of you come home from work, you lay on the bed, you just don't want to see anyone.
Yeah.
And then you have this amazing surgery. Well, I'm saying I've had this amazing surgery, and it just, whoa, it just rockets. Do you know what I mean? Everything in my life has totally changed.
I mean, how was it for you though? Because your diagnosis was quite later on in life. I mean, Rachel's from birth. I was, my late teens. Yeah. You were in your 40s.
I was in my 40s, yeah. In my 40s when I was diagnosed. At the time, I was a coach driver. So I was up and down the country. And being a coach driver, when you take people places, you have a lot of time to just lay about in the bus and really snack. It is a snacky job, bus driving, coach driving. And I just thought it was down to my diet. I was visiting the toilet a lot and then all of a sudden there'd be blood in my poo. And then I'd start to thinking what's wrong there. But the main thing was because I was having so much diarrhea, I was always ending up in casualty, dehydrated. That was the massive thing, was dehydration for me. And I remember I went into a hospital and I went in for the, what they call it, triage.
Yeah.
And the nurse took one look at me. She said, you're just so dehydrated. We have to admit you. They admitted me. And I remember the doctor was talking to me, standing beside me. And he's like this, squeezing the bag of saline or whatever it is they get into. And I said, what are you doing? Just got to get this fluid into, he said. You're so dehydrated.
And this is the thing, and this is what people don't necessarily realise. Dehydration with regards to IBD or dehydration with a stoma, if you get past the point of no return, you start going into acute renal failure, and then it's
dehydration is shocking. It really is.
It's not pleasant. I mean, everything that you've got with a dehydration is you've got the kidney pains, the cramps, the feeling faint, dry mouth, headaches.
How did you keep up with your fluid intake doing that kind of job? I mean, it's not like you can pull over anytime you want to pee, is it? How did you deal with that?
I just carry a lot of drinks with me. I do it now as a bus driver. I'd say I carry about 6 full bottles of squash and water with me in a bag with an ice pack, so they cool no matter what the weather's like. Yeah. And I just sip on them whenever I stopped at a bus stop or whenever I get out or whatever.
Because like most people who've got a bowel condition, I know the one thing is the whole phobia of going out of the house knowing you're either going to need the toilet loads, or that you've got a stoma and you're just going to leak, or you've got a stoma and you're worried where you're going to sort yourself out. So how did you navigate that?
What, with not having leaks or...?
Well, with, if you needed the loo and you're driving a coach load of people, it's not like you can just stop and...
Well, I find
can you?
I find the nearest toilet. It's like being a bus driver now. I'm very lucky at the moment. My routes are usually between Singleton Hospital in Swansea to Morriston Hospital. So in between, in the middle, is a toilet in the bus station. Either end is a toilet. Okay. And if I need to stop, I stop. If you're a couple of minutes late, you can, you make it up anyway. Yeah. It's no problem. Plus, there's a little tip for you. Every single time I pee throughout the day, I empty my bag, no matter what.
I do that.
No matter what. It doesn't have to be anything in it. I'll empty my bag.
Yeah.
Because that way, you're constantly keeping it low.
I'm that weirdo that gets to the point of no return.
Oh no, that would trigger me to hell. I could not do that.
No, we don't.
Or I just don't want to have to do it twice. That's why I do it, and I do it with Jake when I empty his. I'm like, right, if you're having a wee, let's do your bag.
I mean, if you was in and out of hospital in your early 40s, why did it take them so long to diagnose you with ulcerative colitis?
We talking 22 years ago. There wasn't a lot about IBD around. There was no social media, really. There's none of you Facebook and all that. When I had my operation in 2012, that was really roundabout when social media was kicking in. I knew nothing about social media. As I say, there weren't people being diagnosed like there are today with IBD. And having ostomy surgery, it wasn't much of that. People had stomas. You didn't hear about it.
No.
You really... I'll give you a little instance. I was on my bus once and I'd been in one of the local papers about my ostomy. And a little old lady came on the bus and I'm waiting for her to put her pass on. And she just looked at me and she said, I got a bag. Oh. And oh my God, this lady had probably never told anybody in the world. Instead, she is telling me on a bus full of people that she's got a bag because she'd seen me in the paper.
Yeah, and that's the power of it, isn't it?
That is the power of it.
Because you've got the Welsh bag cover, haven't you? Because I've seen every time.
I saw it on Loose Women.
Yeah,
it was on Loose Women.
I mean, does like having you use the two-piece, don't you? So
I do.
Does that help you? Like on the bus and stuff, if you are isolated and there's not the toilet, because obviously
massively,
you've got the option to just swap the bag out.
Take the bag out. A lot of you won't know what a two-piece is, but a two-piece is you have the flange on you permanently and you just click on and off a bag. And it's so handy in so many situations because if you just feel like being fresh, go in the toilet, whip the bag off, chuck it away, put a new one on. So, wash your hands, of course.
How long does your flange last? How often do you change that?
Well, last night I came back from Cyprus and I've been keeping that flange on for about 3 days in the heat of Cyprus, and we're talking 28 degrees, and that flange has been no problems whatsoever.
That would give people a lot of anxiety thinking about going on holiday somewhere hot, wondering how their stoma bag's going to react. That's amazing.
As I say, I came back last night from Cyprus, been a week in Cyprus. I went through the airport in Bristol, no mention of a stoma. They didn't ask me about stoma, they didn't ask me about my products.
Were you hyped up ready for it?
No,
you were just...
Yeah, it is what it is. If I've got to tell people about it, I'll tell them about it.
Yeah.
And then I was little...
It's just you that gets swapped.
Yeah, just you. I was thinking a little bit more about it coming back through the Cyprus airport. But again, straight through. Not a scanner, nothing. Incredible.
With travelling in different countries, obviously as ostomates and IBD and everything else, we travel with pain medication and stoma supplies and everything else. And everybody's always so worried about stoma supplies and having an allowance for stoma supplies. That what they don't realise, it's actually more difficult to get your medication through customs, especially with Greece. Codeine and anything opiate based, getting it through to Greece, it's actually illegal over there.
Oh, right.
So you have to be very careful when you go on holiday to Greece and stuff, and you have to make sure that it's all boxed. So don't do what I do and take it all out of the boxes.
Yeah, I do that thinking I'm being clever. Yeah, I'd want to do that.
Don't do that when you're going to Greece. You have to take it in the boxes, make sure that the boxes that you've got are unopened, and that you actually have a copy of your prescription and a covering letter with you from your GP.
I carried all that.
I wouldn't think of that.
I carried the Respond travel certificate, which is fantastic. It tells you in loads of different languages that you've got a stoma and everything. I listed all my supplies on it. I took it to the doctor. I got the doctor to sign it, got it stamped. It's in my pocket, so any problems.
How far in advance would you say to people? So I haven't been abroad since I've had my stoma. So we want to take it'll be kids then this time next year.
Love it.
So we want to go next summer. So obviously half the family, 2 of us will go with a stoma. So I'm thinking, oh my God, 2 lots of stoma supplies, 2 lots of meds. Jake's got celiac, so I'm going to have to, there's an allowance for you to take prescription food as well, which I only found about through someone's Instagram the other day, which is just madness. How far in advance do you need to go to your doctor? Try and sort this out. What would you guys do?
He signed it after a few days. Well, actually, I took it there in the morning, the certificate. He signed it, and they rang me in the afternoon to come pick it back up.
Oh, that's odd. And I suppose, again, it's where you live, what doctor it is. Oh.
I mean, it depends. It's more so about actually doing your research and knowing what you can and can't take. I mean, I was panicking
How did you know that about Greece?
Because I checked it, because I have travelled a lot, and obviously, like when I went to Egypt and like taking stuff over there back then, because they check everything when you go through customs in Egypt. And it's just about checking and knowing. And obviously, my main panic is I'm on opiates, and obviously the opiates to control my stoma. And obviously I was having a panic because I was like, well, if they take my meds off of me, I'm going to end up in hospital or somewhere in Scopolis.
What would you do? Oh, I don't even want to know.
It's all about forward planning. I mean, I know with like the majority of airlines that you can actually ring them up, and most of them will tend to give you a 5 kilo to 10 kilo allowance.
I got a wife that did all that, so.
We need Jane on you.
You need Jane on you. Mrs. T, where are you? She sorted everything out. I just had to turn up, really.
I have to come over yours and sort my holiday.
Yeah, they will give you the allowance, and there's also, you've got the lanyard as well for hidden.
Yeah, the sunflower
lanyard.
Yeah.
That's the thing though, because you do have to think about that. We do have to think as ostomates with regards to supplies, because do you put your supplies in your suitcase? Do you do half and half?
Half and half.
Because what happens if your suitcase goes missing and everything's in the suitcase?
Now I'd think, right, I'm going to cut, so I don't have ready cut bags, so I use the a one piece. So I cut them myself because my stoma it's not. Do you have them pre-cut?
No.
So to me, it changes it. I don't know. I just like to know I can cut it myself, and I know that it's going to fit. And since being pregnant, my stoma is like a mutant now. It has nearly doubled, and it is not. It's not even an oval. I don't know what it is.
It will though, and this is the thing. I mean, great for those that do have their bags pre-cut, and you don't.
And
have
if it
to
works for you, easy life, isn't it? Amazing.
With a pair of scissors cutting all the.
I know.
It's your stoma bag and getting hand cramp.
Yeah,
I love it. I love doing it. But I cut all my bags, my back plates before I went away.
See, can you do that? That's what I wanted to ask.
Don't take your scissors on the plane. Can't take your scissors on the plane.
Yes, you can.
You can.
You? All right. I stand corrected.
The curved, if they're curved,
they're allowed.
And they're under a certain length, not the entirety of the scissor, but the blade, you are allowed to take the scissors on the aeroplane.
Well, I took loads of stoma products with me and back plates, and in a week I used 3 back plates or so.
Oh, see, I never need to change mine. I could get 2 days out of mine. I've got an ileostomy and it's very watery consistency, so I'm never going to be one of these people that get 2, 3, 4 days out of it. But I still, even like years after, I still, for me and Jake, pack way more than I would ever need. Just it's that
a thing, isn't it?
Anxiety, isn't it?
But
like,
when you think about it, right, you pack all your stoma products, right? But when it comes to clothes and other things, whatever you've forgotten, you can just buy it.
Exactly.
You don't have to panic about taking.
No. You pack all the silly shoes, and
This
then
is coming
you wear
from
the
a man,
same,
right?
and then you wear the same pair of flip-flops.
Yeah, all week, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
you know what I still get paranoid about, well, which is ridiculous? I still pack loads of pants.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that. It's not really necessary,
You need enough for 2 a day.
but I still, it's still ingrained in me, that fear.
I want to know why you wear a one piece. Have you tried the two piece?
So I did choose a two-piece,
Yeah.
but I found that it wasn't adhering to my skin as much as I wanted it to.
Oh, right.
And then I think I rung Respond, had a chat through with someone that answered the phone. Who would it have been that time? Maybe Drew.
Yeah.
And he said, if you tried a one piece, some people find that they find it better with a one piece. Right, just some people do. There's no factual evidence to show that. Tried it, worked like a charm.
With the two-piece, being able to wear the base plate for longer and just having the option to switch the bag out is so much healthier for your peristomal skin, because daily changing strips the skin of the skin.
It's like, I always find when people talk about pancaking and how...
I've never had that, see?
Bananas.
But how the people really panic about pancaking, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think that if it's all around your stoma, it's going to get infected. But it can't. That's your inside. It's always covered in poo anyway. It can't get infected. But some people have the attitude that, if it's pancaking, you can explain to the viewers later on what pancaking is, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's always explained. So the term pancaking tends to be those with thicker outputs. The things sit up the top. But the terms of pancaking actually tends to be is when you've got the output coming out with that much force and it's that thick that it actually pulls the base plate off.
Stays at the top of the bag.
Yeah, it stays at the top. Yeah. And because it's not sliding down, it's all backing up, which is how obviously the base plate then gets pulled off or pushed off. It's like, I can't eat banana. If I eat banana, don't come near me because my bag will be off within the hour.
Really?
Because the amount of fibre and the force that comes out, the force, quite literally, the force is with you. The force is, oh my God, I ate a banana, I shouldn't have done it.
I'm going to tell the rest of my story anyway.
Yeah.
So, in 2008, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. It took until 2008. And I was...
How old were you then?
I was 47 then. I know. So you're talking 7 years or so.
So how long through your childhood then, like primary school age, secondary school age, were you suffering? Were you poorly?
No, fine. I just couldn't see much because I needed glasses. But yeah, no, I never suffered through my childhood with anything like this. I've spoken to a doctor and it related around the time that I gave up smoking that I started to have problems with ulcerative colitis.
Curious.
Don't give up smoking.
No, I've
got enough going on.
I've given up smoking like 16 years now. Absolutely fantastic. But around the time I gave up smoking, that's when I was getting more and more ill.
God.
It's probably they probably don't relate the two things.
Well, you don't know, do you?
Yeah, but if anybody's researching that type of thing, as far as I'm concerned,
I'd love to know if anyone's
smoking.
Watching or listening this, if that's happened to you.
Yeah,
let us know.
But yeah, it's in my family a lot. My younger sister's got very bad Crohn's, very severe Crohn's. She has for many years. My eldest son has got Crohn's. My young grandson has got Crohn's. So there's a lot of it in my family. I put myself down as the lucky one because I only had ulcerative colitis, which between the two, ulcerative colitis is far easier, I think, because it's in the bowel. With, as you all know, with Crohn's, it's through the whole tract. But
with UC, just the large bowel. I mean, you had the stoma surgery and the proctectomy in one.
All in one go.
How did you deal with that?
Yeah, well, when I was told, I was rushed into hospital for 10 days because my bowel decided after 4 years of medication, it wanted to try and perforate. So they kept me in hospital for 10 days, pumping me with steroids, taking x-rays every single day just to check that I was okay. And that was the 10 days. And in that 10 days, I met the guy who was to be my surgeon. And he said, your bowel's no good. It's got to go. But he did give me a choice. He gave me a choice of a J pouch or a total colectomy. And I was very lucky. I got to speak to two gentlemen. One had a J pouch. And I spoke to him over the phone. And I have to say, his life was shakes. And he didn't do a lot. He didn't go in. And he had trouble with it. And then I spoke to the second guy who'd had a colostomy for 40 years. And he went to the pub and he worked on building sites. It was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
So my thinking was, I think I could have had both operations. I could have had stoma surgery first, then the Barbie butt or the Ken butt afterwards. But I said, right, let's do it all in one go. One operation, one recovery. And I was back in work in 6 weeks. It was light duties. I was working in a factory.
God.
I was back in work 6 weeks later. And I've now been an ostomy 11 years. And I've seen a stoma nurse maybe twice, 3 times in 11 years.
That's crazy.
That's all.
It took me a year to feel completely human when I had my proctectomy.
But I put it down to my positivity. And nothing in the world is going to beat me.
I mean,
you know?
Do you feel that maybe because that was your one and only surgery? Because this is the thing as well. For those that have only had the one surgery, if you were so poorly beforehand, having the surgery and feeling better, I think has a better positive impact with regards to your mental health.
Oh, massively,
and because you're feeling so much better in yourself, things are easier. Whereas I think those that have had surgery, then proctectomy, it kind of gets to the, oh my God.
I can't imagine, I really can't imagine the people like yourself who just go through surgery after surgery. It must be so disheartening. You know, it really must be so disheartening. I
mean, it depends on the people's mindset, though, doesn't it? I mean, you're incredibly positive. I mean, we all love you, and every time we see you, we're like, hi, it's my best friends.
We are best friends, honestly.
It is so nice to be in a room with you. I mean, I know we laugh and joke about like Mr. Selfie and the drop and squat and things like that because obviously we know each other that well.
Tag him in a drop and squat.
But it's being in a room with you, it just makes everybody else, even if they are feeling a bit low, just smile.
It's nice to hear.
Because you're just so positive and so happy. And
well, I've been asked many, many times on my social media why I'm so incredibly happy and why I'm so incredibly positive. And it always comes back to the same thing. I literally have lost so many people in my life through so many illnesses, not just IBD, but all ranges of illnesses, right? And when people turn around and they say, you only get one chance in life, I'm given a second chance.
Yeah.
And I am determined not to waste a single day. There's no negativity in my life, honestly. If negative people want to try and come into my life, they're gone. Right? There's no time for negativity or negative people. And you surround yourself with positive people and it just gets bigger and better, you know? Every day, every minute of every day is special. Don't waste it.
I mean, the other thing, because I remember talking to you about this when we were at the meetup, because I've been following you, and the cakes that he puts up on his social media, obviously
you need to tell the people you were a baker.
I was a baker when I was 16. Actually, there's a story behind that because when I left school at 16, I worked in several bakeries. But after many years, I developed an allergy to flour on a big scale, industrial scale. So it was like a hay fever. And I had to leave the industry because of that. It didn't matter. I went coach driving. I'd done many things in my life. I'm a qualified plumber. Went back to college.
You're a qualified plumber?
I went back to college at 45.
Oh, we know.
And I did all my plumbing.
Well, you're stuffed. You live too far away, but I'm fine.
It's only 4 hours up the road.
I could turn my hand to most things. Yes. So I'm a qualified plumber. I'm a bus driver. May I just say an award-winning bus driver?
Oh,
I have won 2 awards for bus driving.
And you do that. There is a bus where you are literally on the side of it driving round.
It's not just a sticker, is it, Keith? Explain to the people.
It is the whole side of the bus.
The
whole side of the bus.
The top of your head is the top of the bus.
I was on 3 buses, but they've scrapped one now, so I'm in a scrapyard somewhere. It's only 2 buses now.
We need to find that bus.
Yeah, I got a picture of it somewhere. When I find it, I'll tag you in it. But yeah, I was on side 3 buses, which is an incredible, fantastic achievement for me. I'm an ambassador for bus driving.
Aww.
I do my bus driving exactly the same as I live my life. I'm nice to people. I don't judge people. You know, it makes such a difference.
It doesn't cost anything to be nice, though.
It doesn't.
But that's why, you know, Pelican and Respond will have chosen you as part of being an ambassador, because that's, you know...
It was, I have to say, when they asked me to be an ambassador a few years ago, first of all, I was really, really hyped up about it. And then when I saw you two and all the rest, and I thought, oh my God, I'm older than all of them. Can I really do this? Is my social media as good as theirs?
But it wouldn't work without you. It wouldn't be right without you.
And then I just said to myself, yeah, of course you are. Of course you're good enough to do it. And I've loved every second of it. I've been in photo shoots. I've been in get-togethers. I'm doing a podcast, a film podcast. It's just... You know, I can hear my wife in my ear now saying, calm down, Keith, calm down.
But that's why people love you, because you are what you are.
I just love everything I do, honestly.
We need to mention Jane, don't we? Because
my gorgeous wife, Jane, Mrs. T, as she's affectionate.
Yeah, because I mean, the one thing that I think is essential to recovery and going through all this type of thing is the person that stood by you, and you know, family are so important when you're on your IBD journey and when you're on your stoma journey. Family are so important because they get you through everything. You know, and I say my wife is just, I can't praise her enough. I really can't. She is 1 in a million, and I'd be lost without her. Aww.
And she knows it. Yes. So. I keep asking her, come on, goggle box me if she wants. So,
come on, Jane.
Maybe, come on, Jane. Come on, goggle box me.
If Jane doesn't, we'll do it. We'll all get together.
Oh my God.
We can do a house show and we can do it.
Would that be? So instead of like a celebrity one,
imagine us
a hidden disability episode, and we can be on a couch watching.
Dressing gown.
Yes. Oh my God. Can the ladies in the room next door make that happen? Hint, hint.
Never know, dear.
How brilliant would that be?
Yeah. You got through everything with ulcerative colitis. You had your surgery.
Yeah.
Bus driving. You was diagnosed diabetic, wasn't you?
Yes, I was. Funny enough, 4 months ago, I was shocked, you know, because I'm 62-year-old. I did not expect, after everything, to be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. But it was my eating habits, you know. Carbs are the worst thing. And if we talk in potatoes, if I have a Sunday dinner, normal people would have, say, 2 potatoes, maybe 1 roastie. Oh, none of me. 4 or 5 potatoes, half a dozen roasties, dauphinoise potatoes. Oh. I know. But she's a fantastic cook, my wife. But it's not until you start thinking about what you're eating. Do you know what I mean? I go into a shop and buy a 4-pack of chocolate bars. I might finish them by the end of the day. You don't think about it.
No.
But that was 4 months ago. I changed my diet. I do a lot of walking anyway because I raise a lot of money, and a lot of the money for charity has been through walks and things like that. So I try and do a lot of walking because it keeps you super fit. What's
your total at the moment? Do you know how much you've raised over the years?
I think I've raised... I started fundraising in 2016. I've raised about £16,000. I've raised money for about 16, 17 different charities, I think.
That's incredible.
So,
that's amazing.
Not just me, lots of people have helped me along the way, you know. People have helped me set up coffee mornings. People have come on walks with me. I've done skipping. You name it, I've tried it. So yeah, I still got all my other accounts, which are fantastic, you know, helps me raise awareness, which is the main thing. I do my charity on it. I raise awareness. I raise awareness for hidden disabilities, as you both know, which is very easy for me because a lot of it is showing myself with my shirt off. Woohoo! With my bag out, and I usually put a caption, now you see it. See my bag, and then I'm dressed up or I'm in a suit or whatever, and you see the caption, no you don't. Hidden disabilities are real. People are getting judged for their hidden disabilities, you know, especially using disabled toilets.
Oh,
people, as you know yourself, people are getting verbally and sometimes physically attacked for using disabled toilets. Whereas we all know as ostomates.
Good old wedding services.
Yeah, we all know as ostomates, right, that we need the room that's in, especially if someone has a leak.
Oh,
with a
God,
bag.
yeah, you cannot manage that.
You can't do it in a toilet. There's no bin in there,
No.
especially just a cubicle, you know.
So I have to say, so obviously with my issues now, I need to have a toilet that's higher up. For some unknown reason, toilets in normal cubicles are tiny and
They are low.
halfway down on the floor, whereas the disabled toilets always seem to be a lot higher up and a lot easier to get on and off of.
Well, I've just had a week's experience now because I don't know if you know, but in Cyprus, you don't flush any toilet paper.
No, it all has to go in a bag.
All has to go in a bag and in a bin.
It's interesting.
Which has been a strange week for me. It was nice to get home last night and actually flush paper down the toilet. Yeah.
So, right, I've got to ask, because everyone will be asking this, who haven't been like me. What must that smell like in there?
No, you just take the bag out every day. Big perfume bags, you just take them out every day.
Oh, okay.
It's like perfume bags, and you just put it out.
I imagine it like a nappy bin, like it's fine, but as soon as you push that lid, you know what I mean? Like it's fine until you poke the beer.
Don't poke the bear.
So yeah, that was the most interesting part of that journey. It wasn't difficult, you know what I mean? It's just retraining yourself to do something the way other people do it. But I like to chuck toilet paper down the toilet, which we're so lucky to be able to do here.
I was going to say, so just to throw the cat amongst the pigeons. So everything that we do as ambassadors is to raise awareness, to lift taboos. What are your feelings behind the thing? Because you were saying bag.
Yeah.
What bag? But I always feel that that's like a double entendre caveat with regards to Stoma Life, because we're meant to be positive and raising awareness with regards to the bag. So why are we saying bag? What bag?
I think we're saying that because when you do bag, what bag, you're usually showing your bag and then you're showing yourself where you've got maybe a wrap on or something again. You can't see the bag. It's just, I think it's more showing people that you can still wear normal clothes. I think that's more what it's about.
People can take different things in different ways. I mean, for me, if I, like for Jake, I'm thinking of my 7-year-old, he wears a waistband. So when he's got his clothes on, you wouldn't know and you'd be like, what bag? But then actually underneath, he's got a lot going on and you wouldn't even know.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it can all be taken in different ways, can't it?
It really is how we take it, I suppose.
I wanted to ask you, actually, your confidence, especially being a man, is, amazing to see. So a lot, I think, as women, we chat to each other about stuff. We moan about our bodies a lot, which we shouldn't, but we do it too much. As a man with a hidden disability, what advice would you give to men that are struggling with a new stoma, or even if they've had one for 10, 20 years?
Talk to other people. Talk to people. Talk to people like me. Talk to people like Ant. Talk to people like Ostomy Jack. We're all men who got the same thing, and we are there to talk to. Did
you have your confidence pre-stoma?
I'm pretty confident.
Yeah.
I had a fantastic upbringing. My late dad was a milkman. For 30 years, he would not only have like 500 people on his round, he'd go back in the afternoon and he'd be the gardener, the roofer. He'd wallpaper their living rooms. But the fantastic thing was he would take us as children, me and my twin brother, back to do it all. So we didn't just learn the practical skills. We learned how to treat people, how to be with people, how to be confident. You can't buy confidence. You've either got it or you haven't.
Yeah,
I'm so grateful for everything that I've been taught in life, and I'm grateful for having the confidence I have, and how I can treat people. I love to treat people as they should be treated. That's one of the most important things in the world to me, treating others how they should be treated.
Can I ask you, have you ever had a negative moment or...
Oh, God, yes. Yes, because people get negative. Yeah. What do I do? Shut myself away with music.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, that's my
dancer.
therapy. Music. I love music. And if I'm having a bad time, which I've had bad times in my life, I still have bad days, I still have bad times, I just don't post it on social media. I don't post a single negative thing on social media. Some people may say, oh, it's a little bit false. All he shows is negativity.
Yeah, but it's up to you what you post.
Exactly,
you know, you don't have to post whatever. You know, that's the thing, isn't it? It's been World Mental Health Day this week, and there's been a lot of, I think I posted about, there's been so much content about being positive and this and that and whatever, but also it has been nice to see that it's just not all.
I don't know, I seem to be posting negative, well, I wouldn't say negative, I wouldn't say woe is me, but I've kind of been a bit more of a realist recently.
But also, like with social media, that's the thing, isn't it? You can choose to follow what you want to consume.
Exactly.
So if you
don't have to watch anything on social media.
I mean, I know some people might really struggle with seeing stoma bags out. They might struggle with seeing it. They might not be ready to see that. But then when they are, it's there for them. They can take it as they want it.
It's the added caveat, though, of making people aware of what you're posting.
I had to do a blog for Respond. I think it might have been a month ago, 2 months ago. And it was on mental health and a stoma. And I said to my wife straight away, I'm going to struggle writing this one because I don't consider myself to have ever had mental health. But then I thought back to the days when I had ulcerative colitis before I had a stoma and how I used to lock myself away in my bedroom if people came to visit me. Yeah. And all of a sudden I had something to talk about, so I had something to relate, because that is a form of mental health. You're hiding away. You don't want to see people. Yeah. So I have as many bad days as some other people do. But I just choose to keep it to me, wait until I'm over it, and then start posting again.
Yeah. And if you don't want to share it,
no,
you don't have to. Yeah, no one's saying you have to.
It's something I really don't ever want to share is negativity. I'll share all the positivity in the world, and I know it helps so many people. I post a video. I make a video every single day, and usually it's me having my breakfast. I might have got to work. I'm in my car before I go into work. I might have just jumped on my bus and I make one. It's just, good morning, how is everybody? Yeah. That's all it takes, right? That's the message I want to put across. I just like to be nice to people.
I find with social media, I mean, we all have our moments where we're a bit like, oh, going to take a break off of it. Not going to follow as much.
Yeah.
You change your mind as to what you do and don't tolerate. But I do find, especially with Instagram, I've made, because I help people, it's now kind of gone the other way. People are checking in on me and making sure that I'm okay and asking me how I'm doing.
Yeah. But that's because you've made genuine connections. You know, they would be asking.
I find that helps so much. I mean, like, the amount of women that have come forward with the same issue that I've got, that are also fighting to have the surgery to get it removed. It's quite eye opening, but it's always I'm always so humbled by everything that we do and like the help that we get back, because I always done it on the caveat that if it helped one person,
well,
then
that's why we all do it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
I've done it. I've done that right, but I still always try and keep that in my mind whenever I am doing what I'm doing, to make sure that it is helping somebody else and it's not just helping myself.
Yeah. I was talking to a lady in Australia a couple of weeks ago. You know, she just messaged me out of the blue, said, I've seen you on Instagram. I live in Australia. I'm just about to go in for surgery and I'm not asking your advice, but I just want to know, you know.
What an honour that is that she messaged you, isn't it?
Fantastic.
You know,
I've sat in cafes with people. I nearly said Costa then. Costa. That's got to be worth a free coffee, isn't it? But I've sat in cafes with people half my age, people older than me. They just wanted to know what my life was like. I don't give people any advice, medical advice, because I'm not trained to that. No. But I can just tell people how the last 11 years have been for me. Yeah. And believe me, since my stoma surgery, the last 11 years for me have been up there. Absolutely. Yeah. It's like it's like winning the lottery.
Well, I suppose it's when you have that surgery after, most people who have it have been suffering for a considerable amount of time. And when you have that surgery and fingers crossed, it's fixed some part of your struggles, it's game changing, isn't it?
It's just a different way of life, isn't it? You know, I see it as a different way of going to the toilet, that's all. We all go to the toilet and we go
question. As a man,
got it.
What position?
In front of the toilet, normally kneeling down.
No, in public toilets. No.
Why?
No.
No, I didn't say in a public toilet. I just said in the toilet. In a public toilet, I will stoop down. But, you know, remember stoop down, yeah.
What's that?
So you're doing the drop and squat again?
Yeah, the drop and squat again in front of the toilet. But, you know, my knees are not what they should be at 62.
Yeah, no, seriousness.
Pull the red cord, please help, get me out.
So, you know, if...
A bit of toilet paper down the toilet first so it doesn't splash back, obviously.
See, I don't do that. I just aim for the side of the pan.
Yeah. Have you seen there's a lot of pictograms going around on Instagram at the moment about how people use the toilet, and there's some pretty sick things like, what on earth was she doing? And there was part of me thinking, there might have been somebody with a bag.
You know what? I've gone to make a reel, about this so many times, but I look back, I think...
Don't do it.
I can't share that. I'm happy to help and do whatever for anyone. If anyone wants to ask me, I will privately.
No, always in front of the toilet. I've never been able to sit on the toilet. I've never tried, actually.
I don't find it comfortable. There's not enough space. No. Like, oh, God.
No.
Especially not when you've gained weight and you don't quite have the same thigh gap that you used to have.
I know. What's a thigh gap?
Hey, so I totally lost that thread on diabetes, didn't I? That was like about an hour ago. So anyway, I've just had my second checkup in the diabetes clinic, and I'm actually now pre-diabetic.
So you did that all in 4 months?
In 4 months.
Is that normal?
Probably not. But they said that I said to them, first question, is type 2 diabetes, is it beatable? She said yes. I said, okay, I'm going to beat it. So I changed my diet. I've gone down a trouser size.
I did say you were looking pretty...
Oh, thanks.
You know.
I was put on tablets called metformin, right? Now, I was put on 1 to start with, and I had to work my way up to 4 a day. And they like horse tablets. And I struggled.
So what are they for then?
For the diabetes, I really don't know. They,
Dr. Lou, you must know.
I think they control the sugar. I think they control the sugar. Don't quote me, but I think they control sugar.
Okay.
But the downside of those metformin tablets is diarrhea. So as you can imagine, an ileostomy, diarrhea. I've suffered for 4 months now with really bad diarrhea. So I've been taking Imodium tablets to get me through the day. And is that balancing it out? It's balanced it out.
Right.
But now I'm off the metformin tablet. So it's fantastic.
Oh, okay.
In 4 months, I've beaten type 2 diabetes.
Did you find that whilst you was taking the metformin, because this is another thing as well, that sometimes medication can have an adverse effect with regards to your stoma. So did you find that you was changing your bag more or changing your base plate more?
No, I was just emptying more.
Okay.
I really was emptying more. And I have to say, and the diabetes nurse has endured this one, but they were giving me mood swings as well.
Were they?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, in what way? What's Keith like on a mood swing?
Oh, I was just angry in my head. Oh, really angry. I didn't bring it out to my head.
I bet you just seem like the average person who's just a bit moody.
I didn't come across moody, but I'll give you an example. When I was driving, if somebody did something wrong, I don't suffer road rage. But in my head, I was suffering road rage. And I didn't like it. I'm like, what are you doing, Keith? That's not you. I'm talking to myself. Yeah, I'm talking to myself.
But medication, it does change you. It really does. Like, it's scary. Like, I was on pregabalin for 5 years. I was on 450 ml of pregabalin and 550 ml of tramadol together every day because I could not absorb NAFL. It wasn't touching me. I was having stabbing pains in the rectum for years after having Jake. I love you, but it was after having
you. We love you, Jake.
But yes, and that's what led me to having stoma surgery because I just couldn't go on anymore. And I was on so many meds. They were like, They should be knocking you out. You should be drowsy. I was not drowsy at all. But I tell you what, I had mood swings. I was on one. I was ratty. I was like, it's like I had time of the month every day of the month. And I'd go into a room and be like, why am I here? I put the can of polish in the fridge. It was mental. It was ridiculous.
Oh, the thoughts I was having, especially when I was driving. I didn't like myself.
Oh, that's scary.
What's going on? But now I've been off the tablets for a week and I can feel the difference already.
I was going to say, so you've done a lot of things. So Bake Off, you've had filming in your house, haven't you, for the baking? But was that Jane?
Right, that was it was something to do with, they were doing a programme to celebrate the nurses in lockdown and they just wanted us to be part of this celebration. They did a load of filming, showed us Jane baking and myself decorating cakes, and they never used it. They never put us on. No. That was quite disappointing. That's still out there somewhere. But I have done some filming. Back in April, I entered for Michael McIntyre's The Wheel. The Wheel. And what are we now, on Thursday?
Yeah.
2 days' time, Friday, the 14th of October, 2023. I am a contestant on The Wheel.
Hey.
Mad.
So, I can't say anything about it, obviously, for legal reasons. But by the time this goes out, you'd have seen me on The Wheel.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it. I really am.
We can't wait to see it.
I really am.
Oh,
it's just the little group chat that keeps popping up.
I know.
I know. Well, I've been able to put it on my social media now and tell everybody, and people are genuinely excited that they're going to see me on telly. And it's Saturday night, it's prime time, Saturday night, BBC One, 8:35. You can't get any better than that, can you?
No, I can't wait. If the ever offs out at a gig, me and Jake are in. We're going to sit down and we're going to watch Keith.
There's lots more to come as well on top of it. So I can't say any more about that, but watch this space. And if you're not already following me on TikTok, at KeithJohn 2014.
So why did you apply to go on The Wheel?
Why? I did apply 2 years ago to go on Bradley Walsh Blankety Blank, and I got on the reserve list 2 years ago. Stayed home for a week and never got called in. So I was quite gutted about that.
How does it work when you apply then? Are you allowed to say what happens from sending off that application to getting a call?
Yeah,
what
no
happens?
problem, yeah. So I applied back in March, I think it was. I'm laying in bed, I'm watching The Wheel Saturday night. It's just finished. They say we need contestants for the next series. My wife is there playing a game on her iPad, as she does. I said, I'm going to apply for that. Yeah, all right then. That was it, right? So I quickly downloaded the application on my phone and I filled it all in. At the end of it, it said, we need a photo of you. Oh, how do I send a photo?
Oh, no, I bet you don't have hardly any of yourself.
20 million of myself on my phone. So I find a lovely photo, I send it off. And then the very last question is, we need a 30-second video of you saying why you should come on the game show.
What did you say? Are you allowed to say?
I chucked a pair of shorts on. I chucked a flowery shirt on. And I went on, I said, hi, I'm Keith Thomas, the award-winning bus driver from Llethley. You need me on your show. And that was it. Sent it off. They were literally phoning me 2 days later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I think there was 29,000 people applied and they only picked 29 people and I was one of the 29, so I'm blown away with that anyway.
That video really made an impression.
And then I had to go through a lot of rounds, like I played a 2-hour Zoom call with other contestants and, you know, you've got the music on, you're dancing in a chair and everything. Oh, it's fantastic. Me in my living room dancing to The Wheel.
So did it go from, how many did it whittle down from 29 then?
It went, I'm not sure, it was like 29,000. I don't know what the process is. They just kept ringing me back saying, you through to the next round. You through to the next round, through the next round. There was the one round doing that, but obviously they have to, for telly, they have to check all your background, they have to check all your social media.
Yeah. Check you're not a criminal.
Had to do a police check. Got through that. Whew.
That was dodged.
I even had to have an interview with psychiatric then, just to check that you don't break down under pressure, and their duty of care is absolutely phenomenal.
That's good to
right?
hear.
They're not just making a game show; they have to look after you as well.
Yeah.
So it seemed like a long process, but it wasn't. Before I knew it, I was filming, and it is. I could just say one of the best days of my life, apart from meeting my wife.
Oh, what a smooth talker!
But incredible.
Is Michael McIntyre really as tiny?
No, well, I'm tiny, so I can't really say anybody's tiny, can I? But he is such a genuine guy, such a lovely man.
Did he ever drop his smile? Because in my head, he's always
No, he's on form 24/7.
He must be exhausted when he goes to bed. Do you think his face aches?
Incredible gentleman. Let me tell you, incredible he is. As lovely as you see him on TV, that's how he is. He's
I cannot wait to see it.
I can't wait. 2 days' time, and I'm going to be on BBC One. It's going to be phenomenal. And
how are you celebrating it? Are you doing anything with the family?
We were thinking of having like a wheel night, so all my 4 children and a couple of grandchildren could watch it. But Jane and myself are going to a party in the day, so. And we just come back from Cyprus, so everything's up in the air at the moment. But yeah, just going to enjoy it.
I'd be lush.
I can't wait.
Well, thank you everyone for listening to Beyond the Pouch. We hope you've enjoyed listening and you've gained something valuable from this conversation. And thank you, Keith, so much.
Thank you so much
for coming. It's been proper
thoroughly enjoy
lush.
it. I do this every day, honestly, just saying. I would do this every day. I love it.
Thank you.